Hey, what's up, everybody? Karma Cashflow here. Welcome to the live stream this morning. For those that don't know, I am going live every single day of August this month. I'm doing a challenge called LIDA, or Live Every Day in August, and every day I'm trying to bring as much value to you as possible, whether it be a Q&A session, or I'm actually talking about something specific, or I'm bringing up a guest on the show to talk about something very specific. Like yesterday, we had Pat Flynn on the show, and we talked about podcasting. And I'll get to that in just a few minutes. But before we get started, just a couple quick announcements. Tomorrow, we will be going live 2 hours before our normal scheduled time. So typically we go live at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, but we will be going live at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, just because I need to reshuffle things around, because I have one of my teachers coming into town today, and tomorrow they're doing a seminar that I have to attend, and I won't be able to do this at the regular scheduled time. I will literally be there at this time. So it will be 2 hours early, so just letting you know. And then on Sunday as well, Sunday's schedule will change as well. So this is kind of for two reasons. So number one reason of why the schedule changed on Sunday is that number one, my son is in town from Florida. I'll introduce you to him here in just a little bit. But he's in town from Florida. And two, I've been getting some questions and comments from people asking, does the time change? Because doing it at this time is a little harder for them. So we will be going, instead of 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing it at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So those are the two schedule changes for this weekend. And it is only this weekend. On Monday, it will start right back up at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, like normal. But Saturday, tomorrow, it is at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Sunday, it will be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those are my two big announcements. Real quick, let me go ahead and welcome some people in here. Consult the Blind Guy, bruh. Oh, wait, I should always play that.
Bruh.
There you go. Thank you for being here, my friend. Sue in the house, thank you so much for being here. Rhino Dog 34, always a pleasure. Jamie in the house, how's it going? Simply Obs, always here. Awesome. Daryl in the house, thank you so much again for being here. And we even have Aaron Waller in the house. How's it going, my friend? And everybody else watching, I really appreciate you being with me here today. Salima, I saw you just pop in. Jerry as well. Thank you guys for being here. So this week has been kind of a roller coaster. We've had a lot of things going on this whole week. And to be honest, I didn't really get a ton of other stuff done. I feel anyway. Like yesterday. What did I do yesterday? So yesterday, I did my interview. I did an interview with Pat Flynn on the show here, which was really, really awesome. I did a little bit of minor client work yesterday, and then the rest of the day, I pretty much took off. It was pretty much a free day for me. We ended up going to multiple jiu-jitsu classes, and we went to the pool for a couple of hours, and just hung out. My son is in town from Florida, and so really didn't get much done. It was a free day, almost, essentially. And it was kind of nice, having that little bit of time off from work and working. It can be kind of re-energizing. But this week has been pretty awesome. We started off the week talking about productivity. All about productivity, and productivity is something that I really where did all of this go? Really grabs my interest. I started learning about productivity maybe about 15, 16 years ago, because I realized I wasn't getting a ton of stuff done that really needed to be done. I seemed always busy, but I wasn't being productive. And there's a big difference between being busy and being productive. You have to use your time wisely. So we talked about things like um, how I time block things and how I utilize day theming as well. I believe Pat talked about day theming for a very short time yesterday on the interview. And it's something that if you want to be productive, you really, really want to use. There's 168 hours in a week, and we have to use that time super, super wisely if we want to get ahead, if we want to hit our goals and live the life that we want to live. We have to be able to execute things in a certain way to actually get it done. So we talked a lot about that on the 15th. We talked about how to not multitask and that, if you do end up multitasking, you actually get less done and you're less focused on what you're doing. You have multiple mediocre things and nothing is really amazing. So like when I sit down to do something, whether it be writing an email, whether it be, writing out a script or outline for a video, whatever it is, whatever I'm attempting to do, I'm only focusing on that one thing. And I time block out that certain thing so that, I know that between 7 and 8 o'clock, this is the one thing that I'm doing, and nothing outside that is done. All right. I'm not trying to do some automation over here and, check out my Facebook or Instagram over here. Wow, that's loud. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but the grass guys are here mowing the grass. Really loud for me. We talked about how to say no. All right. When you get distracted by whatever influence that was, whether it's your kids coming in or your wife or husband, or an email, you seeing an email pop up notification. The second that you get distracted, you lose that connection to whatever it is that you were doing, and it takes you much longer to get back into that kind of flow state of whatever it is that you were doing. And then, always saying no. I say always saying no. I do say yes sometimes, but generally speaking, like if my daughter comes up and asks me a question or something while I'm working, I instantly just no, go, leave me alone. I'm working here. And generally speaking, she knows, when to disturb me, when to not disturb me. Usually it's like if I get up, I'm in the kitchen or whatever, okay. But when I'm actually sit down working, don't bother me. We talked about tracking your time and scheduling all parts of your day. This includes scheduling personal time as well, not just your work time. So scheduling everything. And then also we talked about Parkinson's law. So Parkinson's law, for those that don't know, is a law that states the amount of time that you're given dictates how long it actually takes you to do something. So if you're given 3 months to complete a task, that's how long it's going to take you to do it, right? But yet, if you're given the same task and that task is now, say, 2 weeks, you only have 2 weeks to complete this task. Generally speaking, you will get it done in 2 weeks. So we talked about how to utilize that law wisely so that you can get things done in a timely manner. Like for me, I say at 6 o'clock p.m., that's when I have to cut all work off, right? So at 6 p.m., I'm given that deadline. And so I have all this stuff that I need to get done during that day, and I have to really focus on it. Otherwise, it doesn't get done by that time frame. It's just one of the ways that I use Parkinson's law. So that was a great day. I recommend going back, checking it out. The day after, we talked about diversification. So in my opinion, diversification is not a fantastic thing to do. It does work in certain situations, but generally speaking, you don't want to diversify your time and your efforts somewhere else. So I get a lot of questions on when should I start a second business? And my answer, generally speaking, is why do you want to do that? Right? if you focused all of your time and effort on that first business would scale and grow much, much better and faster than you could deal with a second business, trying to bring that off the ground. You would make more money, and your efforts would be so much wiser spent over on the first business than the second business. It's the same thing with like diversifying my portfolio and like stocks and bonds and mutual funds and all that stuff. You don't want to do that. You want to really niche down and focus on whatever it is that you're doing, and only pick one or two things, and like that's it. That's it. So for me, I'm in the forex trading world, and I only stick with forex. I don't stick with mutual funds or index funds or stocks or options or anything like that. It's only currency trading, and that's it. That's where I focus. And if you're doing real estate out there, instead of trying to do houses, there's many different ways to acquire houses. You could be buying them outright. You could be buying them subject to the existing mortgage. You could be purchasing foreclosures. You could be doing lease options. You could be doing all of this stuff. And if you try to do all of those different techniques to acquire houses, you will acquire less houses than if you just picked one. So like for me, when I was dealing with houses, I only dealt with houses via lease option. So I would lease the property with the option to buy from the owner, and I would sublease it out to a tenant who would actually be living in the property. And I would make money on the front end. I would make money in the middle, which we call cash flow, and then money on the back end when the tenant that was actually living in there exercised their option to purchase. They would be purchasing that property at a higher price than what I had the contract under. So there was that, and I only focus on that, and because of that, I was able to acquire over 360 houses in a 7-year period. And generally speaking, in a 7-year period, the average investor is only buying 5 or 6, maybe 10 homes versus my 360, because I singly focused on one thing. I didn't diversify the ways that I acquired property. It was just, this is the one thing. I got super, super amazing at it, and I dominated the market. I was purchasing 100 times more than everybody else. So we talked about diversification and how I don't really agree with it so much. Everybody's talking about multiple streams of income, and that's fine. But generally speaking, if you want to diversify into a second business, into acquiring a different cash flow stream, a different passive income stream, one, you can turn that passive income stream, you can make one business have multiple income streams. All right. So let's say you have a YouTube channel. That could be your ad revenue. That could be affiliate marketing. That could be, a Teespring store, your merch shelf that you can have on YouTube. There are lots of different ways, maybe sell your courses and stuff like that, but it's all in the same business. You're not trying to look at different businesses to start. I hope that makes sense. The day after that, day 17, we talked about trading. This is something that I have done for a long time. And I showed, kind of the basics of currency trading, what it is, and how I use it. Kind of like the things that I look for. We didn't go super in depth on the topic, but we talked about the different currency pairs that I watch. There's, a ton of different currencies. I watch 7 of them. And that's it. I don't really watch anything else. I'm not watching, the Chinese yuan. I'm not watching, the Indian rupee or anything like that. Just your 7 majors, the dollar, the euro, the British pound, the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, and the Canadian dollar as well. And then once in a while checking out the Swiss franc, but it's something that is rare that I don't really trade that often. We talked about how, the currency market is decentralized and that it doesn't need to go through a currency exchange or centralized exchange. We talked about the different sessions, different lot sizes, the different types of analysis that we do, and how you need, there's fundamental analysis, sentiment analysis, and technical analysis, and that you need all three in order to really understand the market and be able to make trades with, very good and wise decisions. If you only have one or two of the three, it's like a chair. And, a chair is not going to stand up on one leg. You need at least three legs in order for that chair to properly stand up and not break down. So we also talked about leverage, the good and the bad of leverage, and gave you, a few different resources for to learn currency trading. After that, we went to our interview with Xenia from Xenia and Vlada House of Creators, which was awesome. We talked a lot about Pinterest, how to utilize it. We talked about, the benefits or non-benefits of community boards. We talked about video pins and different size pins, which is best. We talked about, different types of data posts. We talked about, should we or should we not advertise on Pinterest in order to get traffic to our blogs or to our YouTube channels, all of that good stuff. It was a fantastic interview. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I highly, highly recommend going over to it. Just go to my channel and look at just a couple days ago, it was on the 19th, August 19th, where we spoke with Xenia, and it was a brilliant, brilliant interview. And then yesterday was an awesome, awesome day where we had Mr. Pat Flynn on the show. And Pat was just an awesome, awesome guest. To be honest, I wasn't fully prepared for how awesome he was going to be. And I'll speak about that in a second. But yesterday we talked all about podcasting. I wanted to really kind of dive deep into podcasting and, whether we should, have a super niche down type podcast or a very general podcast like, digital marketing versus something like email marketing for artists, to target artists, or, something like that. We talked about the different types of income models that we could have with podcasting. So we talked a little bit about affiliate marketing and sponsorships and so forth, which was really, really, eye-opening. It was a fantastic interview, in my opinion. Yeah, so if you haven't gone to check that out, you definitely want to go check that out. That was yesterday, and it was brilliant. Now, there were a couple things going on. So I actually asked where did it go? I actually asked some people like what they thought in our interview. And I got actually something that I had noticed myself, and I kind of wanted to address it. So one person had said, this was Susan, had said, the questions were great, but at times you seem not to be interested in the answers, like your mind was wandering on occasion. And then someone also mentioned you were often looking away from the camera, probably checking comments or whatever. So I just kind of wanted to address what was going on, all right, because there was a couple things going on. Number one, so first off, whenever I do an interview, I massively over-prepare. I write all my questions down. I actually send my questions to the person that I'm interviewing beforehand so that they know what I'm going to be asking, so that there's no real surprises. There might be the occasional little question that comes up here and there that wasn't written down just because of what they say. But generally speaking, these are the questions. This is how, I think the flow will go and so forth. And I massively prepare for that. But I was unprepared for the caliber of interview that Pat Flynn would bring. He's so good at doing interviews. And he was answering questions before I was able to ask them. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, that was a question. That was one of my questions. So, he had answered it before I had asked. So what I was doing, one of the things that I was doing is I was going in and like kind of highlighting that question because it was already answered and I didn't want to ask it again. So that was one of the things that I was doing. I was actually very rarely checking comments. I checked comments, I think maybe twice during the entire interview, because I find that if I look at the comments, I get massively distracted by them. Like right now, I am not looking at the comments that are coming in during this live stream for right now. And by the way, if you have any questions or anything like that, please go ahead, put them in the comments now, with the word question all in caps first. That way I can see it. So yeah, that was one of the things, is that he was just so good at answering questions that he was bringing up other questions and answering those before I even got a chance to ask. The next thing that I was doing was I was jotting down notes. So while he was talking, it was bringing up other questions in my head, and I was writing them down. So I either wrote them down here on my little notepad, or I was jotting them down. I actually found that I jotted them down faster if I typed them into the computer, because I type much faster than I can write. And those were the main reasons why I kept looking away. It had nothing to do with the chat, really. But I will work on that. I know it is kind of a thing that I need to get better at, but this was my third interview ever. And again, Pat was just such an amazing guest. And I was kind of a little unprepared for it. So that's that. So yeah, that was this week in a nutshell. And I hope that you all enjoyed everything that I've brought this week, especially the interviews with Xenia and Pat. They were awesome. So again, if you have any questions, go ahead, throw them in the chat. I will be answering them. Let me just quickly go through here. Let me see if I've missed anything. Let's see. Jerry saying, can't wait to hear the interview with Pat. Yeah, dude, it was good. Pat brought a lot to the table, a lot of good insight, stuff that, like, after this weekend, because I have so much going on this weekend, that I'm actually probably on Monday going to go back and just watch the replay myself, and sit there with a notepad and just take notes, because he brought so much to the table, so much little insights here and there. Especially he talked about. I asked a question on, could podcasting be a business all its own, and his answer was different than what I thought it was going to be. And so, I want to go back and just jot a whole bunch of notes down, because I plan in the upcoming weeks to really start belting out a lot of podcast episodes. It's something that I've wanted to do for a while, but I've had so much going on. I haven't had the ability, but I've recorded quite a few episodes that I haven't put up, that are just kind of in the hopper waiting. And I'm going to start, putting them out there. So, but I want to do it right. It has to be done right. And yeah, I think, yeah, I'll get a lot out of just watching that replay again myself. Salima's asking, how do you motivate yourself to do the task scheduled on a day when you do not feel like it and feel low energy? I'll tell you this, right? When I don't eat well, I always have low energy. If my diet is pretty consistent, and I'm not cheating all the time, then I always have high energy. Now, what do I do to motivate myself if I don't want to do something? Generally, it's going to come down to one of two things. It's going to come down to me just yelling at myself to just get it done and pounding it out. Kind of maybe even tricking my brain into thinking, well, let me get this done first, and then I'll reward myself with this later on, but I need to get it done first. Or I kind of turn to my wife. My wife, will motivate me, and just, essentially make me do it, right? My wife is the boss. 100% my wife is the boss. And if she tells me to do something, I'm just going to do it. So a lot of times, if I find I'm really struggling with getting something done, I turn to her knowing that she's going to, put me in my place and make me do it. So that's what really helps with me. Um, so he was asking your favorite way to invest in real estate. My favorite way to invest in real estate, also with REITs. I don't deal with REITs at all. My favorite way to invest in real estate is dealing with multifamily um, commercial real estate. So whether that be dealing with purchasing large apartment communities or entire mobile home parks. I'm not talking about the mobile home themselves. I'm talking about the entire park of mobile homes. Those are my favorite ways to deal with real estate. I do not like single family homes, single family residential homes. Um, for the amount of work it takes me to acquire one single house, right? I can purchase maybe a 10 or even a 50 unit apartment building or community where I make 10 times the amount of money as I would with the single family home, maybe even 100 times more than with the single family home. And it usually costs me, the same amount of time, the same amount of money output for myself, and so forth. And with dealing with commercial real estate versus residential, if this person here doesn't pay their rent, then I have to shell out that mortgage, right? That mortgage payment and try to acquire it from my tenant at, a later date. Whereas if I have a 50 unit apartment building and one or two people don't pay, that mortgage still gets paid from all the other tenants, right? And generally speaking, I make a lot more money here because if I do some sort of what we call syndication, where I am putting together the deal and I'm acquiring money from other investors in order to get this deal, to purchase this deal, I will make money on the front end, meaning I will, take a certain type of acquisition fee, management fees, and so forth. So I make money on the front end. I make monthly cash flow throughout the entire time that I have that property. And then when we turn around and sell that property at a much higher value price, then I will go ahead and make money on the back end as well. Whereas if I purchase this home, I might be able to do, money in the beginning, middle, and end, but it's not going to be nowhere near what I get in commercial. Commercial real estate is in my opinion, so much better than residential. I'm not knocking anybody that does residential. I've done it myself. Like I said, I've purchased more than 360 houses, but I just prefer commercial. Let's see. Solar Gravity in the house. How's it going, my friend? Thank you for being here. Asthma as well. How's it going, my friend? Thank you for being here. My son Josh is in the house. And literally in the house. He's in the other room. And right now he's probably getting ready or something. Aaron Waller has a question. You had spoken a bit about paid ads you do for videos. Is there a specific platform you use? I've considered Sprizzy and Promolta, or is word of mouth self-promotion best? I mean, I prefer paid ads, honestly. Like, I'm not going to say I prefer, all right? I prefer to have as much word of mouth traffic as possible. But getting that rolling takes a much longer path than paid ads do. And so paid ads, you can do, either way, organic method or paid method. Either way is going to work. And to be honest, the organic route is probably better. The only thing that paid ads give you is it shortens the time frame. That's really it. It shortens that time frame. With organic route, you might make $10 million in the next 5 years, whereas with paid ads, you could do that year one, right? So it just shortens that time frame. And let's see. I don't know about Sprizzy or Promolta as well, so I can't comment on those platforms. But yeah, I mean, I really like paid ads, and I try to utilize them whenever I possibly can. And if I'm gonna do paid ads, it's gonna be social platforms like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, all those type platforms. And I love doing them. Let's see. That is Rhino Dog 34 is saying this has been the same with me. I had my last interview and he was answering some of my questions that I had planned and was making notes of it so not to repeat. Yeah, that's what I was doing. That's mostly what I was doing actually. And I'd ask one question and he like answer four of them. And I was like, oh, like I'm gonna only have like two questions to ask. And so I was highlighting these questions. I was jotting down new questions to ask due to what he was saying. And I would say I'm going to probably go to say maybe 30%, a third of the questions that I had asked were ones that I had made up almost on the spot because he had answered, the other ones. So it was awesome. Though. It's really good. It's a fantastic learning experience. I learned a lot from Pat's interview. More so probably than the Nick Nimmin interview or Xenia's. Those pretty much went the way that I thought that they would go, and I had had the questions set up. I got to ask 99% of them. And pretty much a flow the way that I had thought it was going to go. And then Pat comes on and I don't want to say messed me up. Really gave me an education. He gave me an education. It was such a great learning experience. I loved every minute of it. And it just makes me better. All right. So again, it was my third interview. I plan on doing a whole lot more interviews. I think that they're fun, and I get to ask the questions that I myself want to know about, which is awesome. Not many people can have that opportunity to ask guys of Pat Flynn's caliber, whatever question they really want to ask. And so, a lot of the questions that I asked, like I asked Nate Nimmons, there was a lot of questions in there that I personally wanted to know. And then a lot of the other questions were for, audience base, making it very, very basic and beginner level. But if you look back at the interview itself, a lot of those questions were a little bit higher level questions, talking about the analytics and different things like that. And those were things that I personally wanted to know. So yeah, it was good. Hey Archer, dude, thank you for being here, my friend. You did great in the interview. The feedback was correct, but we all need feedback. It's how we get better. Absolutely. That's actually why I asked for feedback, because I knew myself that I kept looking away. And so I asked in the Slack channel, the quarantine Slack channel, what everybody thought about the interview. And if you notice, I put be honest because I knew that it wasn't the best interview. It was still a good interview. But I knew that there were some issues there, and I wanted to see if other people noticed it as well. So yeah, yeah. Hey, Arch in the house, dude, bruh. Oh, someone's at coffee. I have a thing. If you hashtag coffee, I have to take a sip of coffee. Jamie's saying you glanced away, but you were listening and responded as if you were always aware. Yeah, I was. I was literally, trying my hardest to pay attention to every little thing that he was saying. There was a couple of times I did notice though that, because I was writing something down, I didn't catch like one or two quick things that he had said. And I missed those things just like once or twice. But generally speaking, I was trying to be hyper aware of everything he was saying so that I could still, remain engaged and ask follow-up questions and so forth. I think it went okay. Maybe could be better, but whatever. By the way, if you have any questions, go ahead, please put them in the chat with the word question all in caps first, so I can see them, and I will answer anything you want. This is kind of like a ask me anything. You could ask me favorite color, whatever. Doesn't matter. Sue, question for the multifamily properties, including mobile home parks. I like mobile home parks, by the way. Where should we go online to learn more? Do you have something on your website? I do not personally teach uh, real estate investing at all. This is something that I had to really consider when I was creating the platform of Karma Cash Flow. I prefer online businesses. And the reason for that is because I could spend the same amount of time building an online income stream that, I will make much more money online and much quicker than if I went into the real estate route. But I had to consider, should I also teach real estate investing by any means? And I actually had to decide on no. So I don't have anything personally online. One place I would go, I'm going to actually go to the website here so I can just copy and paste it into the chat. One of the places that has some really, really good information on it is valuehoundacademy.com. Now, I will say this, right? Craig Haskell was my real estate mentor, right? Such an awesome dude. He recently, though, passed away. He was struggling with cancer for a very long time. But there's a lot of really good interviews and insights on his website and in his over on YouTube channel and on Facebook and so forth. You'll actually even see an interview with me on the website. But yeah, that's one of the places I would go. BiggerPockets.com is a website where there's a forum there, the Bigger Pockets forum, that you can get into, ask questions and so forth. Those are two good resources. If you want to learn about commercial real estate, then you're going to want to learn about syndication. And syndication is essentially where you construct and you put the deals together at the same time, utilizing other people's money in order to purchase those deals. And Value Hound Academy, number one resource for that. There was nobody like Craig that knew syndication better. I mean, he was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, that's where I would go. Let's see, where was that question actually? All right, there it is. Jamie's asking, what are your best resources for lease options? Are you talking about lease options for, because you can do them commercial and residential. Best resource, probably Bigger Pockets. Bigger Pockets forum. They talk a lot about stuff. There's a lot of different little courses, mini courses that Bigger Pockets has that you can be a part of, and a lot of them are free. So I would say Bigger Pockets, yeah. Lease options are fantastic to get into. They have changed since the times that I was doing lease options. So I was doing lease options, between 2000 and 2007, 2008, in the Alabama area. I did do some outside of Alabama, but primarily 99% of them were all in Alabama. But year after year, laws change, this and that changes. And so you really have to be aware of what is current. What are the laws right now concerning whatever it is that you want to do? So if you wanted to do lease options, Jamie, then, you really have to kind of understand what your state's laws are behind doing lease options, or what we call sandwich lease options sometimes. And it's a fantastic way to get into a home. Whether it be for yourself, or whether it be you want to do a sandwich lease option where you're leasing with the option to buy from the original owner and then subleasing it to a tenant buyer. So again, Bigger Pockets, really, really good resource for that. Consult the Blind Guy. I was just going to say, Josh, literally in the house. Yes, he is up. Consult the Blind Guy with the coffee hashtag. Oh, shoot. Hey, Archer, more coffee. Yeah, I don't actually have so much in my cup anymore. I have to go get some more. Yes. Hey Archer saying 13 watchers and 5 likes. Smash that like button with the power of cash flow. I love that. Awesome, dude. Thank you, Hey Archer, dude. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Let's see. MMM tutorials in the house. How's it going, my friend? Boosting engagement number 2. Really, really appreciate it. Let's see. Looking for more questions. Oh, the Neelys present Grandma's Wealth Wisdom. Ah, Grandma's Wealth Wisdom. Yeah, yeah. I've watched your channel. I love your channel. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I thought it was a really good uh, interview yesterday. So I'm glad that you watched it. Jamie saying, I agree. I'm in real estate also and would never want to teach it. Yeah, it's a completely different set. And while I've considered it, I never really did it. I have, like, in the past. I think it was maybe around 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. It was before I decided to get out of real estate. At that one point, even though I got back into it years later. But yeah, about 2005, 2006, I was actually doing seminars here and there because people were asking me, what the heck I was doing. I was acquiring so many houses, they didn't understand how it was even possible. So I did quite a few seminars where I broke down my methodology and exactly what I did. And I didn't care if there was, quote unquote competition in the market because I knew myself and I was going to outbeat all of them, no matter what it was that they were doing. So I was like, I'm going to teach this. And so I did that, but it just didn't click for me. It wasn't for me, if that makes sense. So yeah. Carrie, welcome, Carrie. Thank you for being here. The site looks really old. Talking about Value Hound, is the content updated and still relevant? So again, Craig died maybe about 2 months ago. So of course it hasn't been updated since then. But I can tell you this: 99% of the material that's on there is 100% still relevant. And I sometimes utilize it for like reference material. And but yeah, it's all really, really good stuff. You can't go wrong, watching any of Craig's stuff. He actually did a like a masterclass series or something like that this year, early in the year before he passed. And I'll see if maybe I can find out maybe a link that you could purchase that course. I don't remember what it cost, but I don't think it was that expensive. But it'll teach you a lot about the basics of syndication. How to find investors, how to create a pitch deck, like all of the stuff. Fantastic information, and still really super relevant. Absolutely. Jamie saying, yes, I love Bigger Pockets. Yeah, I do as well. Hey, Scully House of Thrillers in the house. How's it going, my friend?
Bruh.
Everybody's talking about the likes. Yeah, hit that like button. Smash that like button. For the YouTube algorithms, as Graham Stephan would say. Best ways to have engagement with email list. Really good question, Salima. So one of the best ways to have engagement is to always engage with your email list. A lot of times, people, when they do these email lists and they try to get as many people as they can on their list, they lose out on one thing. It's how to connect with your email list. All right, it's not about sending a pitch down their throat every week or every month or something like that. Like, I've done it myself, right? When I first got into email marketing, that's what I thought you were supposed to do. You get people on your email list and then you throat punch them with offer after offer. Hey, buy this course. Hey, buy this thing. Hey, go check this out to buy that. And that would be the only things that I would send out until I started to really explore the world of email marketing. Looking at people like Ben Settle and Andre Shapron. Those are my two biggest influences when it comes to email marketing. I've had other influences like my mentor Frank Kern, and Dean Jackson, Ryan Dice, like all of these guys. But um, it was Ben Settle and Andre Chaperon who by far blew everybody else out of the water. Like everybody's down here and like they're way up here in the stratosphere somewhere, right? Uh, and it was all about engagement and storytelling, how to essentially help the person get the results that they wanted, even before any amount of money was exchanged. And I think that was a huge twist and shift in my mindset that I didn't always need to be selling them or marketing, some product or service, down their throats. It was, let me provide value to them. And if you email them consistently, I would recommend you to email your list every single day, right? 7 days a week, right? Not 5 days a week, 7 days a week. Email your audience, tell them a story with, a tip of something that they can get some real value from, actionable intel, so that they can go and right away start implementing stuff. That's the way you're going to really build and have the best engagement on your list. Like, I get 70% open rates, and as high, I've seen as high as 20%. 22% actually, I think was the highest that I've seen lately. 22% click-through rates on the links that I share, because they know that I'm about value and providing as much value to them as possible, not just, hey, go buy this, hey, go buy that. And that's the way you build engagement on your list. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. What would you recommend someone invest in the beginning? Forex, real estate, or something else? Someone that has no experience in anything. Okay, so if I have to choose between Forex and real estate, I'm going to choose real estate. The reason for that is because real estate is I wouldn't say simple to understand. It's much how do I put this? It's easier to learn than Forex, because in the Forex world, there's so many scammers out there, people that have no idea what they're doing, trying to teach everybody else, trying to make money, try to sell their course that doesn't work in the first place. Whereas with real estate, there's an infinite amount of resources out there, and all of the ways to purchase, to acquire the real estate, when you are looking at these courses, a lot of them are legit. So, you can learn a solid way to acquire real estate and become a real estate investor versus currency trading. As well as currency trading takes a lot of dedication and commitment to not being emotional, to following your trading plan, to having a trading plan in the first place. So if I had to choose, I would say real estate. Now, if I had to choose anything, create an online business, create a course on a subject that really, really well, and sell that course, create a membership site around something that about. Do affiliate marketing for products and softwares and services that that you utilize, that you would recommend to your best friend, right? Because that's what affiliate marketing is about. Affiliate marketing is not just, hey, buy this. I've never tried it. I don't know anything about it, but you should get it because I make a good commission from it, right? It's not about that. It's, hey, I've utilized this product. I may not utilize it right now. Like I recommend ClickFunnels a lot, but I don't utilize ClickFunnels anymore, right? But I know the value of it because I've used it extensively, and I think that it provides, incredible value. So, I would do that. I would be like, hey, I use this product, or I've used this product. I highly recommend it. Here's why I recommend it. Give them all the reasons why, the benefits, what they're going to get out of it, and recommend it that way. as opposed to something that you don't know about, that you just read about. Like people going on a ClickBank, looking up whatever product it is, looking at, oh, this has super high gravity, which means that, a lot of people are purchasing it through all these affiliate sales, but you've never used the product. You don't know anything about it just from what you read. Maybe you grab some of their email templates and you shove them down your email list's throat. You don't want to do that. But yeah, I would say if I had to choose anything, some sort of online business, affiliate marketing, creating courses, creating memberships, stuff like that. Let's see. Oh, nice. My podcast producer JR, co-host of Ben Settle's podcast, learned a lot from him. Yeah, dude, Ben Settle is amazing. Probably one of the best email and copywriting guys I've ever seen. I kind of prefer Andre Chaperon's way of doing things versus Ben's, but both of them have highly influenced me in the way that I do things. And if Ben talks, I listen. He's fantastic at what he does. I would love to get either one of them, Ben Settle or Andre Chaperon, on my show for an interview. So if anybody of you know them, hook me up. Although I chat from time to time to Andre. So I guess I could get him on the show. Let's see. Consult the Blind Guy saying, my email list is practically non-existent. There's only one community member and a couple quarantine fam who have emailed me, and I don't want to bug the quarantine fam with my newsletter. Okay. Also saying, I'm hoping ConvertKit can answer my questions before I try to use their platform, but I don't have lead magnets or freebies just yet to entice people to join my email list. You don't need lead magnets, for one. You don't need freebies. You just need to provide content. Literally, like go watch the live stream that I did of multi-page pre-sale sites. That's all about providing value up front, not providing some sort of lead magnet. That is the lead magnet, right? They can get all of this content first, and then at the end of those pages, like I have them move from one page to another, and then I say, hey, if you want any more value like this, leave your contact information and you'll get it. That's pretty much it. And that page that has the form on it, 91% opt-in rate, right? I don't know many people who have lead magnets that get a 91% opt-in rate, right? But it's because I'm providing value up front. Let's see. Gary's asking, why do you no longer use ConvertKit? I do. I do use ConvertKit. ConvertKit is what I use for all my email marketing and email marketing automation. I love ConvertKit. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Archer saying, I love that you talked about Forex. My friend's boyfriend rips people off with the courses, but I see the money making opportunities. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there ripping people off, one thing or another in the currency trading market, and it's one of the reasons why I got out. Like I struggled so hard for years to try and overcome that stigma of everybody in currency trading is a scammer. And give you an example of how deep and prevalent it is. I signed up for Active Campaign, just an email marketing service, right? For my currency trading stuff. And, I signed it. I did everything. I built out all of these automations and emails and all this stuff. And, I hit to go live and I sent my first email and instantly Active Campaign shut me down. Right? And told me that I couldn't be on their platform because I was in the Forex trading world. Simple as that. No, anything about trying to find out who I am, what I'm about, what I've done, or anything like that. Find out if I am a scammer or not. They just shut me down just because of the market that I was in. It was horrible. Lots of people doing it. Um, yeah, Jerry, right on the head. Before sending something to your email list, ask yourself, would I get value from this email if someone sent it to me? That's about right. Um, let's see. Question: best resource to improve writing skills. Best resource. I mean, to improve your writing skills, you just need to write. Write more. Write every day. I probably write somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 words a day, right? Almost every single day. Um, and I love writing. You can take courses and free courses, YouTube videos on storytelling. The better you are at storytelling, the better your writing is going to be. You don't need to focus on spelling and grammar or any of that nonsense. What you need to be able to do is you need to tell a story. You need to be able to relay feelings about something. And you need to be able to recommend things without coming off as sleazy or salesy or anything like that. Just, you know, it's like I'm writing to my best friend, right? In my eyes, my avatar, right? I have a picture of my avatar written down, like all about them, their demographics, their psychographics, their behaviorals, their behavior on certain things, types of things that they purchase, like all of this stuff, right? And in my head, that avatar is my best friend. So when I'm writing any emails or anything, then I'm writing to my best friend, and I'm constantly writing, and that's probably the best resource is just yourself. Just write and write and write and write, and the more you write, the better you'll get. The more you learn from like things like courses on storytelling, like Khan Academy has Pixar in a box. So if you look up Pixar in a box, just Google search it. There's a course from Pixar on storytelling, and it goes a lot more in depth. It could go into storyboarding and how to light your subject and all this like other stuff. But the whole section on storytelling is amazing. Uh, you know, uh, what's that one? Let's see. Donald Miller, Story Brand. Check out his book. Building a story brand. Fantastic book on how to utilize stories in your business. Fantastic book. He has a fantastic course as well. I've gone through his course. Wow, insanely awesome course. Um, Coffee, but yeah, just write and study things like storytelling. You'll just become a better writer. Josh saying can never have too much coffee. That is right. Where are you, Josh? Hold on. I'm gonna scream out to my son. I'm gonna introduce you to my son real quick because he hasn't been on the show yet. So this is my son, Josh.
Sup, ladies and gents? How are you doing?
So if you see Josh S in the chat, this is who we're
That's me.
talking about. Um, he's my oldest. How old are you now, Josh?
19.
Yeah,
I'll be 20 in October.
20 in October. What do you think about all this stuff that I do?
I think it's really cool. It's not something that I would personally do, but I still respect what you're doing because not many people, I think, would.
Yeah. I've been trying to get him to do like all this stuff for years. He just doesn't want to do it. But everybody, to each his own. Um,
Not the biggest fan of being on camera.
yeah. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of being on camera either, but I do it because that's what people want. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah. So that's Josh. Uh, just wanted to say hi. Donald Miller is awesome. He is awesome. Um, you have anything else to say? You want to say something?
Not really. I mean, I see people saying hi to me in the chat.
When is your birthday in October?
My birthday is the 4th of October. Is
Yeah.
yours in October as well? Consult the blind guy.
Yeah, Consult the Blind Guy's asking Josh when his birthday. Yeah, October 4th is his birthday. It doesn't seem like that far away. You'll be 20.
It's crazy.
Seems like yesterday. So, and for those that know my story about how we lost our apartment and everything like that, and for a while we're living in my minivan with my ex-wife and my 3-month-old son. That was him. That was him. Consult the Blind Guy saying the 16th.
Nice, nice.
Sue is saying my birthday is October 9th. Yay, Libras. Yeah, all my kids. I have 3 kids. Josh, Lily, who you've seen before. She's over there. And my son, Ryan. They're all Libras. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah. Jamie's questioning Libra. Yep. All of them are Libras. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Libras around.
That's good.
I'm an Aries. My birthday is April 8th. I'm an Aries. My wife is a Gemini. She's a Gemini. Consult the Black Guy saying Libra too. Anyway, guys, that's about all I have. Do you have anything you want to add? How hard do I work?
Very. People call him the machine because he just works nonstop. Like there's times he forgets to eat and things like that.
It's true. It's true. I don't eat. Like I'll go to the bathroom once in a while, and that's it. But I sit here like I've got my waters and my coffees, and I just pound things out. And a lot of the reasons that I do it is because I time block everything. Time blocking and day theming. That's how I get so much stuff done. I generally can get an entire month's worth of work done in 2 days. Just because I'm so highly focused. And like Josh will tell you, I used to be on like these polyphasic sleep schedules where I might only sleep for 2 hours a day. And I'm working nonstop. True?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm still working. He gets up at 12 at noon. I'm still working. Like there's no time during the day almost that I'm not working.
You lived at your computer.
Yeah. So, Grandma Wealth Wisdom. Mine is April 5th. Aries in the house. Awesome. Rhino Dog 34. When's your birthday, man? Are you're an Aries as well?
Wait, go up a little bit on the chat.
Go up in the chat.
Yeah.
Which way? Oh, wait. So, what would Joshua do different as far as what you do?
I mean, I have an online business now. It's called Amazon FBA. I kind of prefer it that way because I'm not too good on camera. But yeah, I've been doing that for a few months, still getting used to it. Haven't made any sales just yet. But yeah.
Yeah, you're just starting this business.
Just starting. Yeah.
So, can you explain a little bit about what Amazon FBA is?
Amazon FBA is basically just selling on Amazon.
Physical products or like informational type products, like what?
Usually, most of the time, I would say is physical products. That's what I'm doing anyway. Because it's a lot. How do I say it?
So yeah, I mean, my interpretation of FBA, Amazon FBA, is selling physical products online through Amazon, and essentially what you would be doing, like what Josh does, is he gets products maybe from China or something like that at a massive discount, ships it over to an Amazon distribution center, puts it up on Amazon, and then when people buy it, Amazon actually ships it out to them. It's just completely different. I don't deal with physical products. I deal with all informational type digital products. It's just a different way to do stuff.
Yeah. That's what FBA stands for fulfilled by Amazon.
Yeah, fulfilled by Amazon. Yeah, I didn't actually know that until about 2 months ago. Had no clue because I don't deal with that stuff. The only thing I do on Amazon is I buy stuff, and I buy stuff every day. Like every day, Amazon's coming to my door. True.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You guys have any other questions? Consult the Blind Guy's asking, what do you sell?
What do I sell? I can't say exactly what I sell.
Because he doesn't want anybody to steal his ideas.
Yeah. it's just basically whatever the market wants, you know.
How do you know what the market wants?
How do I know? I look at the statistics of the market. There's some app on Google. I don't remember the name of it. Like it shows the charts and things like that. And I also have a few
Like
systems.
Google Trends or something like that?
Google Trends. That's
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And I also use a few different programs like Helium 10 and Jungle Scout. So when I go into Amazon, it's at the top of my screen, and I click the button, and like it analyzes everything, and it shows me like whatever statistics you want, really. And I, sorry, nervous.
You're nervous?
Yeah.
Just imagine that camera is just your best friend. Nobody's watching this. Nobody's watching. Yeah. Don't mind the 3,000 people on the other end.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I get all the information together. I write it down and like just gather as much information I can about the product that I'm looking for. Like I kind of funnel it down. Click funnels. And yeah, it's just really good for helping me determine what the product wants. It may not be something that I would personally buy. Like sometimes it's drying pasta racks or something.
Pasta rocks. What?
Yeah, I told you I'm not good at talking on camera.
Yeah, what he was referring to were racks where, like, when you make pasta, you can hang the pasta on these racks to dry. So,
Right. Yeah, like it's just a whole bunch of random stuff that I would never ever think of buying, but apparently it sells. So
yeah, there's a lot of tools that you could use. Let's see if there's any place. This is the best place to start, Josh. Hold on. Aaron Wallace says, this is the best place to start, Josh. You've seen the support on the streams. You might be getting some customers out of this. Yeah, absolutely. Current cash flow making him more nervous, talking about 3,000 viewers. Yeah, that's kind of the point. I want him to be nervous. It's okay to be nervous. The thing is, though, is that he's nervous, but yet he's still here. He's still doing this. That's the whole thing. Like, when I first started on YouTube doing videos, I didn't even want to show my face. Like, I think the first I think the first like 10 videos that I did, a lot of them I took down, were just screencasts because I didn't want to show my face at all. It was just my voice and a screencast. Maybe I was showing my, a website or something, or I had a PowerPoint presentation, but I didn't want to show my face until, in my head, I mentally drew my best friend on the lens of my camera, and I was able to talk better because and to this day I kind of still imagine that I'm talking to him. So
nice. I guess that helps.
Yeah. Consult the blind guy. What's your store username on Amazon? I don't know if you want to.
I can't say just yet because not everything is up to par, but once it is, you'll be the first to know.
Okay, that's fair.
Jamie, thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie saying you're doing awesome, Josh, and good luck with your business. Consult the blind guy saying I'm streaming daily, just like Karma Cashflow, and was nervous like you are. Yeah, you were, but dude, you're doing so much better now. Like, I love watching your streams, and especially in Lita group, dude. You're smashing it. You are doing awesome. So anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Really appreciate you all being here. What I do recommend now is going over, checking out my good friend Pat Flynn over on the Income Stream. You can go there by going to patflynn.com/the Income Stream. Smash that like button if you haven't done it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already as well. So until tomorrow, guys, remember tomorrow we will be on 2 hours earlier than normal. So that would be 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hope that we provided some good value, to you, and we will catch you then, guys.
See
Take
you guys
care.
later.
Peace.